network, line, connection, histories, time, space. How do I link histories that have been forgotten, memories? How do those histories that have gone by feel so strong and present, possibly affecting future decisions? Collapsing time and space in a drawing, fusing systems of power and control over bodies, over commerce, over capital, over labor, using line. That was kind of my challenge, for this drawing. The kind of surface that I wanted to create was more about something like an archaeological dig, something that was layered. Doing that with natural pigments that are kind of implicated in a trade system where labor becomes implicated and capital becomes implicated, going all the way back to market capitalism, to surveillance capitalism. How do I implicate a material like indigo? How can I speak about kola nut apart from its use as a pigment that I've done in my work? But how else can kola nut take on a different concept to represent bodies, to represent trade, to represent commodity? Using that to link routing systems, supply chains, migratory patterns of birds that have been affected due to a system of extraction, damage to the climate. Putting all those things together, where one routing system stops, another one takes over, so that I'm not particularly representing one thing, but a connection between all these routes, thereby creating a network. The drawing is flanked by two sculptures, both of them from Mali. One is Bambutura and the other one is a Chiwara headdress. Here they have been kind of dressed up, covered up with synthetic hair that you buy in the beauty supply store to act as a kind of covering and a kind of protection. Most of the time, sculptures have been taken from the continent. They are stripped of their clothing. This was my own way of putting back or dignifying them. It was very important for me to buy them from a site where they were being sold and placing them here. A body that you could think about or as an object as well. I trained at the Nsukka School, and there we have a tradition of woolly wall painting. I took to it naturally because I liked the idea that it was an art form done by women. The work was ephemeral. It wasn't meant to last a long time. So they understood that after a certain amount of time, the work would disintegrate and go back to earth. Having been asked to do this commission, I felt a very strong link between that way of making and the fact that this work is not going to be here for long. It's going to go back. I think it allowed me to link that history with this drawing at the Menil Drawing Institute. While I was studying how the women prepared the wall and stuff like that, I always wanted to have my own special pigment, what would be my own natural pigment. So I went researching of all the kinds of natural material that produced pigment. I schooled in the southern part of Nigeria, but I'm from the north. And in the north, we call them night watchmen. And night watchmen stay through the night to guard the house. I noticed that their teeth always turned like a reddish color. And I thought whatever it is that stains teeth would definitely stain paper. And started to make that connection between transferring that pigment, which was kola nut that they used, transferring that to drawings. How do I prepare it? How do I extract the pigment? Over time, I've kind of come to a place where I understand how to use it. Staff of the Menil all came together to make this project happen, from feathering the hair to putting in the details, being very supportive. It was literally a community, a village project, I would call it. In Nigeria, kola has like a very strong cultural significance from birth, marriage to death. It plays a very important role in welcoming people, in hospitality. Thinking about the diaspora and how kola nut is used in the diaspora, all the way from like Brazil to the United States, where during a marriage ceremony, you have to go and find kola. The Menil Drawing Institute is very special. It's a very special place. It's a very unique place. To have a place where you eat, drink, breathe, drawing it's a dream for me. So having the conversations with the curators, with people who have been around drawing for such a long time was strong for me. Being in Houston and thinking about the diaspora at large, being in Texas and thinking about boundaries and migration was very strong also for this work. In the piece, you can see movement. I try to push the piece so that you could have a sense of bodies moving over time and space. You could think of them as migrating bodies, if you will. And of course, my parapos, the Nigerian community.